But as a Bush, did they ever give you shit about it? Like, because we're such a politicized country. I never seem to think anybody really held that. The super liberals are like, oh, we can't listen to a Bush give them celebrity news.
No, you've got your power libs right in town. I'll never forget when I first did the Oscars. I was doing the red carpet, and I was living in New York at the time, and I was having fun on Access Hollywood as the correspondent, and so I did the Oscars for the official red carpet show, and I'm there, and I it's a long, drawn out show, as everyone knows, and so I find myself in the hotel in the lobby bar, and I've never met Julia Roberts before, but I knew of her, of course. And she was sitting right there at the bar. And it looked like she was alone. And I pulled up and I said, can I order a drink or whatever? And she turns and she says, Billy Bush, you're the new guy on Access Hollywood. I said, and you're obviously Julia Roberts. Hello. And we got talking for a little bit. And she said, so are you going to buy me a drink? Can you believe they don't give them free in the lobby of the Oscars? Holy shit. And I said, sure, of course, I'd be honored. What would you like? And she turns to 5 friends and she goes, hey guys, Billy Bush is buying. What do we want? Boom, I got hit for a huge bill right there. And we talked politics for a minute. She's like, how could you be a Republican?
Really?
And then you got people like, there was Rosie, you'll get some shit from Rosie, but so what? But other than that, I think people, HW, everybody loved. People had, thoughts about W. But now they love him. Now he's America's grandfather. If you see him in Gen Z, thinks he's everything he does.
I would never be a Republican either. But and I love Julia Roberts, but I find that obnoxious. I just do. To say to somebody, how could you be? You could say that to a lot of people about a lot of things. It's just not, and of course, that attitude has only gotten worse in this country. We're at a terrible place, don't you think? The political violence and just the hatred and no one listens to the argument if they hate you so much to begin with. Your argument, I know this from stand-up, because when you're a stand-up comic and you start out and you suck, some people I handled it among the worst, which is you then insult the audience. You blame them for not laughing. Now they hate you. Now, if you could say the funniest joke in the world, if they hate you, they're just going to stab. They're not going to give it up to you. And I feel like that's exactly where we are in politics. Each side is like an audience that has been insulted by the comic, and they're just not going to give it up. Even if it hurts them in some way, they will, what's the saying, cut off your nose to spite your face?
Yeah.
They will fucking do it, and that's where we are. I don't know how we get out of it.
But see, what Julia didn't understand is, how do you know I'm a Republican? Just because my last name is Bush, you feel like you inherit the card and that's it. And, I've certainly voted that way, plenty of times, but I would I'm a registered independent now. I don't have a party. I can't, they're so polarized that I wouldn't be able to identify with either one. So I'll look at the person and take the person.
Yeah, right. And you know what? You don't have to apologize if you are. Half the country is. And, again, not my cup of tea. I could give you the list of reasons why I wouldn't be, starting with they're too religious and they're fiscal hypocrites and now they don't believe in democracy anymore and blah, blah, blah. But I also would like to think I have things more in perspective, including, Trump has put your cousin, George W., in perspective for me. Nobody was...
You miss him.
I don't miss him.
You miss him terribly. I can see it.
I don't miss him, but...
You would love him. You should have him sit right here. You should bust your ass to get him here.
Can you make that happen?
He is so funny and just easy hang. You would love it.
I would.
And he would paint you, and he would put a little portrait on the wall.
Dude, I'm the guy who went to the White House and had the 3-hour dinner with Trump and got him to sign all the insults he said about me. It's right there.
My God, that is so great.
Oh, it's the greatest.
Bill, you caught so much shit for that, and I thought it was one of the great...
Oh, thank you.
Great moves. And I was actually rolling the picture on my podcast, and Chuck LaBella,
Yeah.
your booker
Yeah.
and producer, great
and friend
guy.
of producer of The Apprentice.
He booked The Celebrity Apprentice forever, so he books Club Random. He's a terrific guy. I look at the picture, a terrific guy. I sound like
You sound like Regis. Regis.
Larry David said that to me. I
You
went
sound
out there,
like Regis.
He says, he goes, you know what you are? I said, what? Larry David said, you're a cross between Jason Costanza he goes, and a little Regis.
Yeah, there is a little.
But when I get excited,
and you've got that.
I get up I say, Bill, I can't believe it. Joy, where are we going? We're going out to dinner tonight. I was there last night.
God.
Bill Maher was in the
That's
table.
perfect. And you got the hair.
He's got a little bit of the nasal. I miss Regis
Right.
terribly. God,
And you got the hair.
He
You
had
have
great hair till the end.
Great hair.
So do you.
Just like Regis. No, not like yours. Not as full as
No,
yours.
not like me. But you can't. Not true.
Not like me. No.
God's fair.
But can I?
You don't believe in God, but I do. And
Okay.
God's fair. He doesn't give you everything. He gave me hair.
Can I pass a message from you to George W.?
Please.
Okay. First of all, I was very hard on him.
Should I text him right now?
No.
Wait, I could do a voice
Don't do
note.
it right now.
Okay.
I was hard. I'm not taking it back. I wasn't for the invasion of Iraq or, just the basic Republican policies that he championed were not exactly my cup of tea. But I also have things much more in perspective. He should know that, yes, I probably, looking back, could have been more reasonable. It shouldn't have always been just everything. Like, for example, and I have defended him on this, he had an idea to privatize Social Security. Well, if you look at where money goes over a century, now you don't live quite a century, but you live half a century if you have a normal lifespan, where you put money, if you look at the stock market, even with its dips and recessions, the chart is like this. It goes quite a bit up. It just makes more money. Whereas if you leave it in the bank, which is what we do now, it crawls along the bottom. Okay, it is safer, but it wasn't like the worst idea. The idea that everybody has to jump on something because it came from the other team.
That's exactly. And worse now.
I've also mentioned many times that, to contrast him with where we are now, when Obama won, he was in office, he had him in there, he stood with the other presidents, ex-presidents, and he said, we want you to succeed, which is something you can't imagine Donald Trump saying. Let alone, he doesn't even
let alone attending the inauguration.
He doesn't concede the election. He's not going to say, Amy Klobuchar, good luck with the office.
Yeah.
It's just not.
We're standing behind you. We really support you.
I also gave him credit for, Dick Cheney's boy was Scooter Libby, and he did not do the wrong thing when Scooter Libby got in trouble. He was like Dick Cheney almost broke up with him over that. And he was like, no, it's not the right thing. You can't outspy and whatever he did. So, it was just a different era where we were Republicans, Democrats, liberals, conservatives, but it wasn't at this horrible place we are now. And he was in line with the traditional Republican way of doing things, which, it's not 100-0, you're terrible, and the others. It was more like 60-40, maybe, in my view, 70-30, something like that, whereas now it's just off the rails. So
we're missing nuance.
Maybe he will hear that, and I'll tell you this: my friend Michael Kivas went to his house once. I think he knew Jenna.
I know Michael.
Yeah, great guy, and my name came up, and he
Michael
said,
Kivas went to George W.
Yes, I think he was friends.
He's in every house.
He may have been dating Jenna. Or one of the Bush girls, I think he was, or at least he was friends with. That's why he was there. He was at George's house.
Maybe Barbara. She's a little...
No. And my name came up, and he said, Bill Maher was over, and George Bush said, you let that man in your house. Laura, get the cat off of me. You let that man in your house. So that's where he is with me. Maybe.
No, I don't think so. I think
Well, he was then.
Then. He's such an easygoing cat. He does not, participate in anything. He's of his father's belief that you step out when you step out.
I would love to talk to him. I really would.
You'd have to give him one of those, see if he'd enjoy one of those.
He would not do that.
No, I don't think so.
No.